Got the whole team jumping on. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, cool. So everyone else can catch up as we go through this. Kind of want to start just by kind of setting some things up here. So obviously I'm at my gym. My name's Nick Reyes. I'm the Chief Happiness Officer for PushPress. TJ Kiblin is my business partner here at Kansas Athletic Club. And I'm going to talk a little bit today about what we've done at Kansas Athletic Club under quarantine to continue to deliver value to our clients. We take a little bit of a different approach than what I think we've seen a lot of the other gyms do. There's been a lot of, I'm going to call it noise almost, in all of the, Gym Survival Guide, one of them. There are several of these groups, even on Reddit. And even though PushPress, I know, sponsors the Gym Survival Guide, there's a lot of, I would say, advice being thrown out as far as, running Zoom meetings or doing YouTube videos. I think I saw one today on a playbook on individual design. But what's not being talked about is which path is the correct one for your gym, or which paths are the correct one for your gym. So that's kind of what I want to jump into a little bit here. At Kansas Athletic Club, we've got our avatar pretty well defined, right? It's like the person that we're marketing to is the 36-year-old. They've got 1.5 kids. They live within about 2 miles of our community. It's pretty well defined. You can actually subdefine that into like a buyer persona, and in marketing speak, that's going to be buying habits, shopping habits, so on and so forth. I want to take that definition and throw it out the window for this. We're going to talk about personas today in the frame of their fitness persona. So how they consume the services that you provide in your four walls or outside of your four walls. Before we jump into that, let's just kind of take some notes down here on the different types of online services. I'm going to cover the big three. So the first one that we are going to talk about is YouTube. Sorry for my chicken scratch writing. I'll write in all caps. Just got to deal with it. So YouTube, the main reason we should be posting to YouTube all of these different videos, instructional videos, every workout video should be uploaded into YouTube. The main reason, or one primary reason, is SEO. So as we upload these videos and we can get more people getting to these videos subscribing to your YouTube channel, it's going to do us wonders for later on down the road. If you watched Dan Wymura's video today on swimming downstream after a crisis, if you are the one who's capitalized on SEO and built a massive following on YouTube, this is going to pay off for you in the long run. So the next one is having a solid library of videos. So this would be things like warm-up videos and cool-down videos and movement videos, things to where you have the time now to shoot these. So 6 months from now, when this is kind of hopefully behind us by then, but one of your clients says, hey, how can I work on, ankle dorsiflexion? Hey, guess what? We've got several videos. Here they are. Go watch these, and then let's do a session and work on these one-on-one. Right? So having that library that is self-branded and done with you as the expert is super critical. The other part is that they're shareable, right? So if I've got a friend who lives across town who could use this content, it's shareable. Again, it's propping yourself up as an expert. And then the last part is it's good to be for lead magnets. So one of the things that we will eventually do here at Kansas Athletic Club is take all these videos, possibly make them into a lead magnet, to where if you can provide 30 days of at-home body weight, no equipment workouts, give us your email address to get access to these videos, right? So if you put the effort in now to shoot all of these, they can be a lead magnet in the future. The next one we're going to do is Zoom. So this is the one that probably just about everyone has an opinion on. There's been tons of webinars I've seen from just about everyone you can think of on how to properly set up Zoom. So we won't go too much into this one, but we'll say engagement is the number one reason we should be doing Zoom or live workouts. Kind of goes without saying, this is why a lot of people choose to work out at our facilities, is they want to engage with the people around them. They want to engage with you, your coaching staff, etc. The other part for Zoom is it's provides a sense of familiarity. So for us, under quarantine, we can still come to the facility for essential business reasons. So I'm a big fan of your Zoom or your live workouts being done in front of your logo, maybe in front of your photo wall. Continue to put your brand in front of people. Do not outsource live workouts to someone. They should see you. They should see your staff, that person that they've built that connection with. The other part of Zoom is that it's timely. So whether it's, a 5 a.m. and a noon and a 5 p.m., it is a time in someone's day that they do not have to make an excuse for, because the workout starts at noon and I'm going to be there at noon, as opposed to the YouTube approach, which is very much self-guided. The last one we're going to talk about is individual design. The benefits for individual design, number one, it's personalized. So just the fact that it's personalized will give a lot of people more reason to jump into that, whereas maybe they couldn't afford the gym membership and a bit individual design in the past. There may be some ways that you can leverage that now. The next part of this is that it's high value. Future upsell is another reason. So one of the things, if you're providing individual design for someone now and they can start to see the benefits, you fast forward 3 months, you fast forward 6 months, and you can actually re-engage all of these people and say, hey, how did you like that individual design that we did under quarantine? What do you think about me writing a custom program for you in the future? And so as you really kind of start to explore and experiment with individual design now while you have to, then 6 months down the road, a year down the road, maybe you can form an entire piece of your business around individual design. Last but not least, I'm going to save the best for last here. So the individual design is best for a prolonged, sorry, am I writing there? For a prolonged quarantine. So Australia just got the orders to shut down for 6 months now. Here in Kansas City, we're under 30 days. I think California is under 30 days. With individual design, and we're going to go through this as we talk through the personas, but each of these kind of has a limited lifespan. But individual design is the one that I think has the longest lifespan, as unless you believe fitness is completely going away, since it's the highest value, the most personal, and people have this kind of stuff at home, or a lot of people can have things at home. This is the one that has the longest legs. All right. So to me, if you are under any type of longer quarantine, or if these just keep adding 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks onto our quarantine, this is the one that we're going to keep pushing clients to. All right. So let's kind of jump into the personas here. As we go through these, there's only 3 personas that I've identified, and I would challenge you to kind of bucket yourself into each one, or into one of these personas. The first one is the self-starter, and this is actually where I see myself at. The self-starter is typically going to be someone who views fitness more as a lifestyle. They are the ones who, when they go on vacation, you can trust that they're taking workout clothes. They don't need someone to motivate them to work out. But at the same time, they're not over the top serious. So if they miss a couple of days, if they want to take a day off, they don't beat themselves up about it. They may do like CrossFit competitions, but not be super competitive about them. They're fairly easygoing, and they may just choose to go for a run. So for the self-starter, the best delivery method or the best plan for these individuals is typically going to be YouTube. Okay. Now, the risk for these individuals is when your online body weight only workouts begin to get kind of stale, or you lack the accountability, or maybe they begin to lack intent, they'll start looking for maybe a higher quality produced video series, like a beach body or something like that. Because if they're not getting the accountability from you, they're not getting it from these other video series either. The other risk for these individuals is that they won't tell you that they're not engaged, right? So a lot of times these individuals are kind of self-starters, but they don't need to be seen. So they may not be logging in SugarWOD. So as this requires, you have to be reaching out to each of them, and you may get a 50-50 response. And we've already seen some of it here at Kansas Athletic Club, where someone says, I'm loving the YouTube videos, and I'm looking through SugarWOD, haven't logged a thing. They're engaged, but you don't really have a way to know that they're engaged. And then other ones who have said, I've just been deciding to go on runs. Okay. We're going to talk about that here in a second as well. How to succeed with these individuals, again, high quality content produced to the YouTube channel, clear title, clear description. And we really, I think, in talking with some of the team here today, I think we're going to end up producing a webinar on just how to produce YouTube videos and build up a following on your YouTube channel. The next persona that we're going to dive into is going to be the hands-on person. The hands-on person, usually these are going to be the people, a lot of these, from what I see here within our community, are busy professionals. They are looking for 1 hour of the day where they don't have to make any decisions. They don't have to think about the music. They don't have to think about the clock. They don't have to think about what they're doing. They may ask a couple of questions, but really, if Snatch's technique is a little bit off, it's irrelevant to them. So a lot of the times, I think that these individuals can start to maybe fly under the radar. You may not even know if they're engaged, even though they're coming to classes. So I think the plan for a lot of the people who kind of need that mental off switch or that timed break, the best course of action for these individuals is going to be your Zoom, your live workouts. So the risk for this, though, is terrible class quality, right? If you've got terrible class quality, maybe a lack of community or a lack of accountability for these individuals, they'll quickly pivot into a Peloton, an Echelon, a Mirror, one of these online, live, high quality class times, especially if Peloton and some of these other competitors begin to step up the frequency of their live online classes. So we can succeed with these individuals with a consistent schedule, because a lot of the times these individuals, they need that noon class to start at noon. They're going to need your online noon class to start at noon. I think a varied schedule training option is also a great idea. So here at Kansas Athletic Club, we're doing a 7 a.m., a noon, and a 4 p.m. I could easily see adding a 5 a.m. class onto that. But regardless, a morning, an afternoon, and an evening, I think for most facilities. But more importantly, you have to be personable. There's been some advice that, online live classes begin to see a dip in attendance, and I do believe that can be true at a certain point. But ultimately, I think that that's more a result of maybe an impersonable coach, especially if we're talking about maybe in the CrossFit space, where we kind of thrive on teaching the X's and O's, and we're not necessarily the spin instructor standing on the bike singing and dancing and whatnot. So you have to be personable. You don't need to sing and dance and juggle, but you've got to connect and you've got to interact. That's going to be critical to the longevity of these live workouts. The next one that we're going to jump into in our last persona is the go-getter. All right, we've all know some go-getters here. The go-getter. These are the people who ask all the questions, right? Like, they want to know why we're doing a workout. They crave the knowledge. They crave the intent of the workout. I think with most of the time, you'll discover that the go-getters usually have a home gym, or at least some equipment that would be in a home gym. The reason why they choose to train at your facility is the community, the coaching style, your motivation. Maybe it's your programming. It's those things that they cannot get at home. Again, they may be busy professionals, but I would say probably the common theme here is that most of the time they'll be deep thinkers. They could also be training for either sport or for career. So think of this as maybe your competitive MMA, competitive CrossFit kind of sport, maybe Tough Mudders, things like that. Career, firefighters, police officers, they see the value, they know it needs to be part of their lifestyle, but that home equipment just doesn't quite get them excited in the morning. But now they're home and they don't have a choice, right? So now they're going to want to put that equipment to use, and your body weight workouts, honestly, probably aren't going to do it for them. So for these individuals, we are looking at, here, we'll just erase this and go individual design. So I think here in the next day or so, we're going to try to have some of the True Coach guys on here to talk about individual design. Don't have a partnership with them at this point or anything, but here at Kansas Athletic Club, that's who we began using for individual design this week. So those are our three personas. Those are the three ways to service each of those personas. Now, there needs to be some overlap here. And I think one of the most important concepts to realize is that we can and need to be considering what happens as people move through maybe different personas, border on different personas, or maybe they get bored with a certain deployable, such as, let's take the Selfstarter. I've got a couple here who I would define as self-starters. I won't give them by name, but they're not logging anything in SugarWOD. I've checked in with them a couple of times already this week, and they say that they're loving the YouTube workouts. But I can already see that, fast forward a week and they're going to be lacking community. We're going to need to push them to these Zoom workouts, right? So push them to begin to interact with that community more. Same thing with our hands-on individuals. As we see maybe some disengagement, maybe they start getting tired of these bodyweight workouts through Zoom, and maybe they've put in an order through Rogue, or they found some dumbbells from Walmart. We did an equipment loaner program where we loaned out a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or a med ball to everyone because it gives us so much more variation in our programming. So maybe we say, hey, you know what? Buy a med ball, buy whatever, and let's get you into individual design. So this just becomes a waterfall effect where we can begin to as we start hearing, well, hey, I want to cancel, or I'm thinking I need to pause. Well, you've only been doing the YouTube videos. You didn't, if you were a self-starter and doing YouTube videos, you wouldn't have joined us in the first place. Why don't you jump into one of our live workouts and let me actually coach you? Let me cue you. Let me focus in on your movement pattern. Let's use this time to really get you to become an excellent mover. But that'll force yourself to actually go through the cool down because we do it as a group. You can begin to kind of push people down this ladder. So each of these has a churn reducer as well until we get to that individual design, which again should be the best for these prolonged quarantine times. So that's my presentation on the different personas and how to attack them. I think the next thing that I want to open it up for is for some Q&A. If you're in here on the Zoom, you can throw in Q&A directly into the Zoom link. Otherwise, if you want to throw this into Facebook comments, we'll take a look at it. And I think either James can help me or I can read through some of these. And yeah, so just tell me what questions you've got. All right, let's see. So we've been posting daily workout videos for a week now. Any tips on how to make sure SEO is good, specific tags to use, etc.? Yeah, so it looks like James answered that. Focus on long tail keywords, make sure the copy is on point in the description. Make sure you have a link back to your website in the description. That's a good one. I think the other thing that you can do too is you can copy and paste tags in Zoom. So tag your area, tag the movements, squat, tag no equipment, tag fitness. These are all just sub tags so that when someone says, body weight movements, we want body weight movement to be a tag within your YouTube video. And YouTube actually makes it very simple. You can add 100 tags, and whenever you go to do your next video, go back to the first one and you can just copy the tags and paste them into the new video. All right, guys. If there's no other questions, we'll end up posting this video on PushPress users group and the Gym Survival Guide. As you guys come across questions, please put them down in the comments. I'd love to be of more assistance. So far, just to kind of show data here at Kansas Athletic Club, out of the, I think, roughly 240 some members that we have here, we've had 1 cancellation and we've had a total of 4 pauses. So the 4 pauses were from individuals who lost their jobs inside of the, they were individuals that can no longer service people. So obviously that's unfortunate, and we want to continue to work with them. And we tell them, go take a look at our YouTube video, and again, keep trying to provide that content. So, so I think that there's some data behind what we're doing here. But again, any other questions, let us know. Happy to be of service, guys. Have an awesome day.